Hey, y'all, Reverend Benjamin Blankenship here. Welcome to the 13th episode of Discipleship with Blankenship. So glad to have you here today. Today, I want to talk to you about to chill and be healed. In the Gospels, Jesus Christ said that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. Let me just go ahead and tell you here that there are certain things that are there for us, for our lives, that will absolutely enrich them. Without oxygen to breathe, you cannot live. Without being hydrated, you cannot live. But there are also certain things in your life that the quality of it will depend on the presence or the absence of said thing. It is not good for man to be alone. You know, that's a hard hitting thing, isn't it? Because I'm a loner, right? My wife is so precious, and she's so good to me. I've always been a loner. I'm a house cat. I'm just that kind of thing, that kind of animal. And if you know me or you know anything about me, how I thrive in fifth gear, I mean full throttle, all gas, no brake, and literature and art and music and poetry and theater, you know, all oration, all that kind of stuff. You know that I'm back there in a corner and I'm doing my thing as a little boy and even a grown man. A lot of times, the way that I can heal myself in some sense is to write a song. It's to write a book. It's cathartic for me to do those things. Maybe you like to stand in a corner and scream. Maybe you like to write like hateful letters to people that need them, and then you throw them away. I know that in rock music that Amy Lee and Evanescence had written a song, "You Never Call Me When You're Sober," and everybody that knew about the relationship with her and said guy in another famous rock band knew that it was about him, and he said it was so hard that everybody knew that that song was about him, but she did that because it was cathartic to her. We do need to be made whole, and we do need to be in a good place so that we can do our best to reach others. You know, being in ministry isn't just about loving God, but it's about loving other people. You can't minister to people or work effectively with people that you do not value. People always want to use the word love, but there's other things other than love, and that's value. Honestly, I feel like you have to understand people to really love them, but that's going to take this video way longer than I otherwise mean for it to go if I start getting into that, and it's not even on point with the subject. But how can you love someone that you don't understand? You know, you've got to have that basis. You gotta have that down. But for us to do anything and to do it well, and I want to be told, "Well done." How about you? Um, we have to have it together ourselves. We have to have it together in our own house, and we have to sit down. When I had left my pastorate of 7.5 years at a church in Oliver Springs, I'm not going to go through that. It did not grow. In fact, it was like dying on the vine. I felt like, very few people were hanging on, and less in the congregation, people were falling off, and all these sorts of things. After I emptied myself again and again and again, I was ministering from an empty cup, and that's something that we can never allow ourselves to do. We need to minister from the overflow. When I left that, I had a kind pastor that had offered for me to get up and to speak, during several occasions, and no heavy lifting or anything like that. Something that would otherwise be extraordinarily, not even think twice about it, easy to do. But whereas in such a wounded shape, I said, "Look," I said, "you're not getting where I am. You have to understand. You have to have wisdom about this and say that the place where I'm at right now, I just need to sit down and I just need to relax and I just need to do nothing." And also let me be real with you, because while that's a very real place, There is a time that if we're not being utilized, if we're not working, if we're not out there pedaling and stirring, that it's damaging to us, me, you. I'm not just saying in ministry, I'm saying in laity. When you don't have your hands in something and they're not working, but you're told to sit down when you're supposed to get up. In here, that it's actually damaging, and it's bad leadership. Churches that grow, churches that thrive, ministries that are actually building the kingdom understand that, because they're working on God's kingdom and not their own, and that's why they like to implement people. I'm all about being a kingdom builder. That's really where I'm at, and certainly I'm sure that I've made some kind of mistakes in life. I know I have, because I'm human and I do them all the time. I tell my wife, if God wanted me to be right all the time, I would be a woman. But anyway, yeah. So we need to chill and we need to be healed. We need to get there in our lives to a place where we're strong and where we're able to help others. I think that structure is huge with that too. I think that the environment that we surround ourselves with. That's why people go on a vacation, because the environment, that it's a change of scenery, and it's something nice and it's something pleasant, that's healing to them, that all the things that are hard and that are beating them, you need a soft place to land. But you really need that all the time. You need to surround yourself with people that believe in you and that are there with you, and that you can come to and that you can talk to and that you have a rapport with, and that you trust, that there's something there. We really need that. We really need some kind of structure in everything. Every one of us in our lives, pastors need other people that they can talk to. All manner of leaders need other people that they can talk to. Jennifer LeClaire talks about how prophets hang with prophets, and real people need to hang with real people that understand where they're coming from, where there's a commonality. If you're an artist, another artist or another writer or whatever, ought to understand you in an aspect where somebody else couldn't. And it's like, I get where you're coming from, and that's nice. Because if somebody doesn't understand you, then it's like, your words just feel so empty to me. You get that. I want you to be whole. I want you to do everything that you can step out and do for God. But a lot of times you've got to go through the self-analytical process of saying, what is it that I need to do right now? And sometimes it's sit down, and sometimes it's move. And you just got to figure that out. And you've got to surround yourself with people that you can talk to, that have faith in you, that have confidence in you, that will pray with you, that won't just pray with you, that it's just empty words, that it's just, and I love you, because if we're only loving people in words, we've missed the mark. But that it is indeed, and that it is in truth, and people that value you and can help utilize you and make you all that you need to be. That is a hard pill to swallow. That's a big thing. But I hope that this has blessed you, that it's touched you, that it's encouraged you. And if you ever want to reach out and if you ever want to talk to me, you have at it. You feel free to. There's a lot of things that I've done in my life, ministry or what have you, that I look at it and I say, how fruitful is this thing? I've been over magazines. I've preached countless sermons. I've put out countless songs, and I'll look at things and I'll say, what good is it doing? And I want it to be something that does, like, something real, not just there. I was asked the other day, are you still doing this? And it's like, no, I didn't feel like it was bearing enough fruit. Well, are you still doing this? Well, no, I didn't feel like it was bearing enough fruit. I don't just like to get up and talk to hear myself talk, to hear my words wasted. Um, I just don't live my life like that. I think, is this doing any good? Are people running with this? Take this ball and run with it, or maybe, as the case might be, sit down and chill and be healed. I want you to do well for the kingdom, do big things.